Let's see if we're live. I want to have audio confirmation that we're live. And it's loading. I can turn the audio on. Is it going to make noises? It's not making noises. Why is it not making noises? Oh, for crying out loud, why do we not have audio? There's some audio somewhere that's not getting played back to me. Why is the audio not getting... Oh. It helps if you turn your amplifier on. Huh. Okay. Ah, there we go. Right, so pop the chat out. How do I do this? Pop out chat. There we go. Right. So last night, I think, we started working on the big charger board thing for the Elcat electric vehicle, and today we're going to be dealing with the small board for the same vehicle. This is just going to be a super basic rundown of basically recapping a board. Standard issue, boring work. It's as jelly bean as it comes. These don't usually break. At least the one I saw last hadn't broken. I've only worked on one of them. And this one has shown no signs of failure either. It's just got age-related issues. I want to get the caps fixed. Since we have the vehicle here, since we have it out, they're going to pose a problem if we leave them for much longer. So, you know, we're just going to do the right thing and deal with it. Sam B showing up in the chat saying hello. Hello there, Sam. So, I can actually see on this board that we do have some signs of previous failure, because it is something there has gone a bit whoops, and this resistor has been replaced at some point, but that's obviously a previous repair, so I'm not too concerned about it. This board, again, I think it's been working just fine while in the vehicle. So it has super basic stuff. Only slightly creative thing we have to deal with is this capacitor, which is a 47 microfarad 63 volts. I don't have a 63 volt 47, so we're going to have to do two 100s in series, and that's going to be fine. So let's just get to work on this thing and see what we can do. Everyone's showing up in chat. Hello there, SK, Station 240 and Rose Electronics. To brief you guys, this is just going to be super basic. This board is not broken. I'm just going through it since we have it here. We're going to be replacing the caps, and that's basically it. Fixing it. Ooh. Okay, that's looking completely terrible. Am I going to have to eat my words on this? So we obviously have quite severe corrosion there on those components. That's no good. I don't think they have failed. That's probably coming from, yeah, it's going to be coming from this mark on cap here. You can see on the leg there, there's leakage going on. Thank you, SK, for the compliment on my amazing live streaming cap. I love it. So we might have some corrosion issues, usually around the mark on capacitors. There's another big one. That one looks fine. This one also looks fine. And I mean fine as in hasn't spewed all its contents out over the board as these guys have. There's another one over here. That's looking good enough. Original factory bodge work here. Grey wire going over there. No problems with that at all. Oh, there's one cap I forgot to grab out of a box. A 135, but I should have a few of those. Right, let's just get to soldering. We're going to do the creative 63 volt 47 there last, because I'm going to have to glue it, and that's going to be annoying. And I'm going to turn this mic volume down ever so slightly, because I noticed we were clipping last stream. How do I do that? Something like that? Oh god, no. That's terrible. Sound check, sound check, sound check, sound check, sound check. Yeah. Let's say that's fine. Let's say that's fine. And we're no longer clipping. Let me know if I'm clipping. We definitely do not need the microscope for most of this. Right, let's just start in one end. 10 microfarad, 50 volt. Let's just mark it the negative on basically all of these, just so we have it out of the way, because this board is completely unlabeled polarity wise, and I'd rather not cause any bombs. That's most of them now. There's one. We already did that one. Let's say that's good enough. Where did my pen cap go? There it is. Rose Electronics says, I'm into laptops, not the industrial stuff like you're doing. Jesus Christ, how do you make a living fixing laptops? That seems treacherous. Oh, I need to empty this thing before we even get started. I was gonna do that, but I completely forgot. I'm sure someone's into this sort of thing, but I'm personally not. You know. Yeah. These soldering pumps are lovely, but high maintenance tools. They just get so full of crap all the time. Filters and crap to change. But they're worth it. David Blaston says, into what? Because I probably am. You know, the thing where you just insert something inside like that, you know. I'm not into that at all. Rightio. Let's make our first capacitor of the night. 470 microfarads, 25 volts. Big guy there. Jeez, I just demonetized this stream, didn't I? David Blastrom says, yes! Oh dear, this seems to be corroded on the underside. That's terrible. That's absolutely awful. Has this capacitor been leaking? Yes, it has. We can see some suggestions of leakage there. Doesn't smell leaky. Could still be the mark-ons next to it, but we definitely need to clean this area of the board out. Oh, we actually have a polarity marking on this one. It's just underneath the capacitor. That's nice. Right, let's just get a tweezer butt and scratch on this. Ugh, this is terrible. This is really terrible. I don't think it's failed completely, but ish. I do not like this sort of thing, especially not when it's around vias like we have here. We're gonna have to flow these full of solder, because else there's a decent risk that they're going to fail in the future. Oh yeah, this is definitely not happy at all. We can see how the tin is not really wanting to connect between the via and the trace. Ah yeah, we have a failure here actually, so scratch that. These boards do go bad. You can see right here the trace is actually, is completely broken or just almost? That's very close to being completely screwed. I'm making a mess out of it now that I'm digging in with a knife, but that's just not happy at all. It's just been eaten through. How are the other ones? That one looks better. That one might be failed. Let's have a scratch of this one. Let us have a scratch. It's very common that it fails right between the tinned part and the solder masked parts. Sometimes it can also corrode from the underside, so that you have nothing but the solder actually connecting the parts together, which actually works just fine, but if you don't do anything about the corrosion it will fail eventually. This one has slight chewage on it, but it's mostly okay. The leg of a capacitor. Slight chewage, but that's... Is that okay? Let's just say it's okay. This one, yeah, just dirty. And this one. I'm seeing some slight chewage, but it's fine. So we have one failure there. One failure of a trace, or very close to failure. But we can just clean that up with some solder. That should be okay. That is okay. It's coming back to me now that I was actually putting a decent amount of work into the last one of these I did in this exact area, because these vias had failed. I think that's okay as well. Yes. That's fine. I think we can put a new cap on there. And let's just tin the actual capacitor holes there. And just to freshen them up a bit. I'm just going to put some solder on them and suck it off. And let's catch up with the chat. The Railroad 99 says, hi, it's been a long time since I caught you actually streaming. Always just watch the wrecked streams. Well, welcome Railroad to the live stream. It's not much more exciting than the recorded ones. You just get a chance to participate, I suppose. Gross Electronics says it's all about bypassing buck regulators. That is indeed how you do it. So that should be basic capacitor holes reasonably clean. Yeah, that's not perfect, but it's gonna be just fine. It's gonna be reliable, and that's what we care about. It doesn't need to all look fancy. SK asks, FF, can you tell us about any other work that you've been doing this year off-site, or is it all confidential? It's just a lot of random industrial work for the most part. Let's check this capacitor in here. It was a 47025, yeah? Yes. Random industrial work, it's just not very noteworthy. I've been working on a printing press, I've been working on lots of lorries, a giant concrete mixer type thing. Just like generic industrial stuff that no one else wants to touch. I do like consumer stuff as well, like there aren't many people around here who will like visit an old person who doesn't know how to set their TV up and get that sorted for them, so I do that sort of thing as well.